what are colleges looking for?
Excellent. Okay, so we're going to start to be using these handouts that are on your desk as well as I talk about these. So, in fact, let me take one for myself. And by the way, if you have your own questions, I am hoping to hear those as well. We're going to try to store those up for the end of the hour. Okay? So let's talk about what are colleges looking for. Let me tell you a story, because everybody here is a student. You kind of have some idea about what makes a good student, right? What do you think is one characteristic that makes you or your friends a great student?
Dedication.
Dedication, absolutely. So when I got trained by the University of Michigan to understand how they evaluate applications, and the admissions officer was going through these applications and said to me, if I read one more essay where the student says, I'm a hard worker, I'm going to pull my hair out. Well, this guy was completely bald. He had nowhere to go. But why do you think he said that?
So repetitive.
It is repetitive to hear everybody saying, I'm a hard worker. Absolutely. Why else do you think he wouldn't want to hear? Because absolutely, at the University of Michigan, they do want students who are hard workers. So what do you think? Why else? Any thoughts? Okay. So everybody turn to page 4 in their handout and look at the bottom of page 4, and we have plenty more handouts if you didn't get one. Cheryl, in this box. Okay, so sometimes when I ask people this question, they'll say, well, saying you're a hard worker is a cliche. Well, let me ask you another question. What if I said to all of you, Team Melvindale, I, Debbie Marion, from SA Coaching, worked really hard last weekend, because I'm a hard worker. What would you know now about what I did last weekend?
Nothing.
Nothing, exactly. You wouldn't know whether I dug a ditch, whether I read an encyclopedia, whether I read a book, whether I rode my bike 32 miles on Saturday and rode my bike 40 miles on Sunday, which I did. So who will take a minute and see at the bottom where it says replace a phrase like this on the left, I'm a hard worker, with a phrase like this on the right? Let me ask Natalia, would you mind reading that out loud for all of us so that we can talk about it for a minute?
Replace a phrase like this?
Yes.
I am a hard worker. The phrases too?
Yes.
I shovel for my elderly neighborhoods, but no one asks me to. I'm taking a class that meets at 6 a.m. every morning. My team voted me most improved last year. I work in a grocery store for 20 hours a week to save for college. I mucked out the stalls for the horse next to mine for 2 months after the owner sprained her ankle.
Thank you. So those are all one sentence about 5 different students that I've really had. Was anybody impressed by any of those students? Yes. Which one impressed you?
I work in a grocery store 20 hours a week to save for college.
Okay. So you've been to a grocery store, right? Did you have a grocery store in mind when you read that story? Is there a grocery store you go to more than others? Kroger's?
Yeah.
Kroger's. And you know what high school students do in a grocery store, right? It's probably what? It's probably a bagger, most likely. And you know, you're pushing those carts. getting those heavy cards. So you know that's a hard job. And you know how long they did it. How many hours a week?
20 hours.
20 hours a week. So this is tip number 1. Try to be detailed so that people can form an image in their mind, and use numbers whenever possible. So if that person had just written, "I work a lot," once again, you wouldn't know how long a lot was. But working 20 hours, that's very different. There's some other information and I'd like for you to all, if you can, open up your notebook, start taking notes, because the act of taking notes is also going to help you remember, where there's not going to be a quiz, but writing things down, and anything you hear that you think is interesting, please write that down. Also on page 6 are characteristics of winning students, and on page 14 is some more information about what a college admissions person is thinking when they get to the essay part of the application. But for now, I'm going to be quiet for a minute, because I've talked for a few minutes, and I want to hear your thoughts, or I want you to express yourself. So you all just came from a tour, right? So everybody now knows that details are always helpful when you're writing your essay, if you can quantify anything. That colleges are probably going to want to know what you think and what you've seen and what you've heard. And everyone here has just seen and heard some interesting details from a college. So I'm going to set my timer for about 2 minutes. Everybody has a pen, everybody has paper, and let's talk about the writing process that we're going to use to, number 1, help you write without writer's block. Because I think what happens to everyone, including myself, is that we all have thoughts, right? Does anybody here not have thoughts? Yeah, all humans have thoughts. It's impossible not to. And everybody here, put your hands up. Let's see, is that all your hands working? Yeah, yeah. So what happens when you have writer's block? Something gets stuck between your brain, going down your arm, and it's probably your editor that lives in your elbow. So your editor is great. Your editor works for you, but not now. Now you're just getting words on the page. So there's a trick that I'm going to teach you to help you write in a way so that the editor just goes away for now until you're ready. And that is, you take your pen and you just keep your pen moving. Don't worry about spelling, punctuation, or grammar. Don't stop to think. If you're not sure what to write, just keep writing. I'm not sure what to write. I'm not sure what to write. Something is going to come to you. And that is going to help you get a lot of words down on the page quickly, and also not worry so much about writer's block. So I want you all to think for a minute about maybe something that you heard, something that you saw, something that you experienced in the last couple hours during this tour, and just write about it. All right? Any questions? Ready? Begin.
Thank you for watching the Essay Coaching Training Series with Debbie Marion. If you enjoyed watching this, please check out essaycoaching.com, where you can ask questions, get personal assistance, and learn so much more. See you there.